Hey guys, if you're enjoying this podcast and want to help us out, we are on Patreon. You can go to patreon.com/7lamb, the number 7, LAMB. You can donate as little as $1 a month, and it all goes to helping us create podcasts such as this one. We also have multiple tiers to choose from with tons of bonus content like scripts, extra podcasts, bloopers, talks with the cast, early releases, and bonus episodes of your favorite shows. Once again, that's patreon.com/7lamb, the number 7, LAMB. Thanks.
Welcome. This is Will There Be Cake, and I am Amber Simpson. That is Robert Lamb.
Hello.
And today we're celebrating a very important day in history. The historical Montgomery bus boycott. But really, we're celebrating Rosa Parks.
The lady herself.
Because it's her birthday today. And she's the one who made it all happen.
Rosa Parks.
Rosa Parks.
I remember learning about Rosa Parks. I think it was in third
elementary
grade.
School. Yeah,
that was like
elementary school. That's like one of the first like civil rights leaders you learn about.
Yeah,
I think they're just like because kids ride buses. They'll get this.
They know what a bus is
pretty easily.
Yeah.
I
for some reason I just remember. I remember like sitting there and like seeing the teacher talk about her or something, like just like pacing back and forth. And I believe it was third grade. But yeah, Rosa Parks was like, I'm not sitting on the back of the bus anymore, and
I'm not sitting on
I sit where I want to, and then
anymore.
She got arrested, right?
She did get arrested. You just
sorry. I know you have the facts.
No, you're good.
I'll wait.
Yeah, so she was a seamstress as well as a secretary of the NAACP Montgomery. And in 1955, she went on to get educated on race relations from the Highlander Folk School in Tennessee. And one of the tactics that they were equipped with was the nonviolent civil disobedience. So this was a time when the bus was not explicitly segregated for the blacks and the white passengers. But,
it was just known, right?
Yeah.
Like that they would just have to.
But it was just known that like the front door was for the white people and the back door was for the black people. And then one time Rosa Parks refused to go in the front door and was asked to board in the back door. And while she was walking to the back door, they just drove away without her because jerks.
Yep.
But the bus drivers were allowed to assign passenger seating, and it became a custom to demand black passengers to give up their seats for white passengers when the bus was, at capacity. So this all happened on December 1st, 1955. So some people call Rosa Parks Day on December 1st, but we're calling Rosa Parks Day on February 4th. Because it's her birthday.
Aw.
So we should celebrate on her birthday, not the day that she got arrested.
Do you think, like, I always try to, like, put myself into, like, not, like, her shoes, but, like, just, like, in history, like, go back to that time and just be like, how was it? Like, that's just insane to me.
It
is that
insane.
Kind of, like, idea. Like, I get back then it was normal, especially, like, even before like the Civil War and stuff, before like any like really rights and stuff like that, like slavery and stuff. It's just like, it's just weird to me. Like that would just be like, that would be the norm. I don't know.
It's kind of crazy because you got to think like, would you be one of those people that would like be the one person to like stand up for what was right? Because right now, like things like it's like.
But if you did that, sometimes you would get killed too.
Right, exactly. You'd get killed, or you get arrested, or you get in trouble because you're not following the law or the whatever the way things are. Yeah,
it was like there's a movie called Mississippi Burning, which was based on a true story of I think they were college students. I want to say 2 of them were black, 2 white kids, but like they like were driving in a car, they got pulled over, and just got murdered, just killed because they were like together, like hanging out together and stuff like that. And like that's the kind of stuff that's like, yeah. And you see those images of like white people, either marching with other civil rights movements. Bernie Sanders marched with MLK and stuff. So like that kind of stuff is like, yeah, maybe like if you're in a large enough group and stuff, but I don't know. I don't know how it would be like, especially in the South where it was like really bad. Like
I'm a wuss, so I would think that, because I think when you're raised, your parents teach you to,
well, it depends what they say.
Follow the law. Yeah, I think it but it's like follow the rules, don't get yourself in trouble kind of thing. But also to fight for what's right. So there's kind of like a line there that you don't know if you should. But for me, I'm always like the quiet type growing up. So I was always like keep my head down and do whatever I was told to do. So I think if I was, I would not be Rosa Parks. I'd be one of those people that just kept my head down and sat in the back and got off when they told me to. But I would, if I was a white person growing up in the time of slavery, I would be those people that would hide the black people, and stuff like that. I wouldn't just spit in the face, like do it, like that kind of stuff. But
that's why I always hate when people nowadays, like when you're like past the historic stuff you're talking about and you go like people, especially nowadays, everybody just talks about how everyone's a Nazi and like how if we don't stick up for ourselves, we're going to be like the Jewish people. And so it's like, no, things were not like that. Like it was insane back then. And like, yes, you can easily say I wouldn't, like right now, the big thing is like, I stand up for my rights and I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to let the Nazis take over and stuff like that. And it's like, it wasn't that easy. Like, you can't just say I'm going to
declare it. Yeah. And then it happens.
Like you think like Jewish people who did that stuff, they got murdered right away.
Yeah.
It's like, sure, but then you would be murdered. And the fact that you're not murdered right now and you're saying that stuff tells me that it's not like those times. So calm down. It's like things were a lot like more dangerous back then in those areas, or even in other countries right now, just more dangerous. So like, I feel like there's like that, a little bit of like that privilege kind of idea.
Right.
And I'm not even saying like white privilege. I'm just saying privilege in general of
privilege
just
of
like not having to have,
times, right?
where it just seems easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And back then it just wasn't.
It was not. So yeah, it was December 1st, 1955 when she hopped on a bus in Montgomery to head home. She was sitting in the first row that was for the colored section. And then as the bus began to fill up, a white man walked on the bus, and all of the people in her row were asked to vacate their seating, and everyone did except for Rosa Parks. So then she was arrested, and on December 5th, she was charged guilty and was fined $10 with an additional $4 for court proceedings, which was probably a shit ton of money back then.
Like $3,000 in today's money.
But her action triggered the blacks to boycott the Montgomery services for nearly a year.
Didn't they lose money? Like,
yeah. As a campaign against racial segregation in public transportation, and the bus service suffered tremendous loss as people used private vehicles for transport. And then the civil rights movement, also joined by Martin Luther King Jr. and Ralph Abernathy. And on December 20th, 1956, the U.S. Supreme Court passed a federal ruling that segregation in public transportation was illegal and unconstitutional. And it also fueled up many other civil rights movements in the U.S. So good job, Rosa Parks.
Nice.
Crushing it.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, it's good. Like the whole civil rights movement, it's just always like been mind-boggling to me that like the Constitution says all men are created equal, but it's like, not all men. No. Like that's how it was back then. Like it just was like, well, not all men.
Yeah,
like
not all
everybody.
Men. All of the white rich men were treated equal.
Yeah. Guys, we need fairness among us white rich men. Poor people, no. Black people, no. Women, no. Just like anybody else, nope. Yeah, it's just even now. Like I saw somebody posted on Reddit, like they were posting articles about like Native Americans and how they were just wiped out in California during the gold rush time. Mm-hmm. They just went around like just killing people. They were in our area. It's like, well, okay, like sure, I guess, whatever. And they just murdered a bunch of Native Americans, and now all that stuff just seems insane to, I think, like rational people.
Right.
But I guess that's just history. Like history's just been so unkind to like certain groups of people. throughout the whole world.
Right.
And I think just now, like, most, at least industrialized countries and stuff, are starting to realize, like, just how bad it is.
Yeah.
Or how bad it was, and they're trying not to go down that road again. But you still have issues, like in China with
always racism,
Muslims and stuff like that, like the Uyghurs or whatever they're called.
It is getting better, though. I think we were in a backward slide this past year, but I think it was good in that it made people more aware.
But part of me always wonders, like, will it? History has a tendency to repeat itself.
Yeah.
And my whole thing is, like, over the course of the world and people and stuff, there's been so many wars. There's been so many, like, just fighting. There's been so much segregation, like, just all over the place. It's like, is that still going to happen? I mean, war can happen at any time, anywhere. So
I mean,
like,
it is still happening.
It is.
It's not as bad, and they're trying. But even still, like, our South Side is not. They're trying now to rebuild it and stuff,
right.
But they're rebuilding it in a way that it doesn't allow for the people that are currently live there to afford to live there.
Right.
But that's still bad down there. And now, like, it's this whole, I don't know if you saw this whole, like, Tropicana Field, like, that area.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of it was, like, our current mayor, who probably won't be our mayor for too much longer. I forget when his term ends, but he says whatever goes in there, I want it to, benefit the South Side and the people that live on the South Side. So jobs for them or housing for them or something like that, which I think is really good. And I think they are trying, but it's still really bad.
Yeah, I know. It's a slow process, but overall, I think it's getting better.
As far as all over the world, probably not. But maybe.
I mean, not in every country. There's South America and Africa.
I think
Middle East.
It's always going to be around.
It depends.
Racism, and it's always going to be around.
Yeah, I mean, there's a chance that sometime America gets invaded and
that's true.
We get attacked. Like, I just can't imagine living through, like, a war-torn kind of, so I guess, state. Like, if we just got attacked. Like, I see those pictures of, like, France and stuff during World War II. I'm like, what if that was just here?
Right.
Like,
I mean, people think that Biden's going to cause a war for us.
I think eventually there will be nuclear war.
Yeah.
Who knows when? Because nuclear war just comes down to just a select group of people getting pissed off at another select group of people and then destroying, like, full-on populations. Yeah.
Crazy. Anyway, back to Rosa
Parks. Yeah.
She died at the age of 92. She lived a long-ass time, 92, and became the first woman to be buried in the U.S. Capitol.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy, pretty cool. So, this is not a federal holiday, although I feel like it should be, maybe one day. But there are ways that places celebrate. There are no collection of fares on buses from Max, MAXWES, and Lyft on February 4th today. They don't charge for you to use the bus. Portland Streetcar and C-Tran will also join in not collecting fares on February 4th, 2021. So if you're riding on February 4th, you don't need to buy a ticket at the station because transfers are free as well. So that's pretty cool.
Wow.
That should be everywhere, buses, and that would be a cool way to celebrate it.
Yeah.
But that's cool that some places do it.
Yeah, if they do it, take advantage.
I don't know what Max, West, and Lyft are, but cool.
Wait.
Those are their type of buses, I guess. And
Lyft?
Max, West, and Lyft. I don't think it's...
But it's not Lyft, L-Y-F-T.
No, it's L-I-F-T.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Weird. But yeah, it's Rosa Parks Day. How should we celebrate?
Riding a bus.
Could ride a bus. I don't know if I want to ride a bus.
Yeah, me either.
Maybe I'll ride the tram downtown.
That's close enough, I guess.
Close enough.
I don't know. There's got to be, like, some documentaries too.
There's books. There's movies. There's
And most importantly, since it's her birthday that we're celebrating, you gotta have some cake.
Gotta have a cake.
What kind of cake?
Yeah, what kind of cake?
I want to say one, but I feel like it's gonna be bad. Chocolate cake.
Chocolate cake. Why not?
It's fine.
It's fine. Chocolate cake. Shaped as a bus.
Okay. Yeah.
I wonder if we could find out what Rosa Parks' favorite type of cake was.
You think she had an interview for that?
Yes.
After this whole civil rights movement, she's like,
Yes.
all right, I'm ready to sit down and talk at the heavy-hitting questions.
Apparently, there's a book by her.
Is there?
Called Rosa Parks. It says, there's a book, Rosa Parks by Rosa Parks. There's a book called Boycott that came out in 2001, and then Selma in 2014.
Selma. That was a movie, too.
That was a movie, too.
Nice.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Was Rosa Parks in it?
I have it.
Rosa
I
Parks,
have it. Yeah, the actual Rosa Parks. No. I don't. Maybe she is. I don't think so. No, when she died.
When did she die?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It had to be like the movie came out after she died for sure. But the movie's good. I don't remember. She probably is in it, but I don't like the character. But I don't remember.
Probably. Well, I did not find what her favorite cake is, but she did have her own recipe of peanut butter pancakes.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That sounds good.
That's pretty good.
So maybe we can make peanut butter pancakes because it says cake in the title.
Cake.
I
was trying to find if
Rosa Parks peanut butter cakes. Featherlight peanut butter cakes.
I'm looking at
sounds delicious, honestly.
I'm looking at this Selma cast. I don't see a Rosa Parks yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
So she might not be depicted in the movie. It does follow MLK a lot, but there's like Malcolm X is in it. J. Edgar Hoover appears in it. Governor George Wallace. That's a good movie, though.
She was 42 when that shit happened, when she wouldn't get off the bus.
So, yeah. That was a while ago.
But she wasn't the first one to take a stand by keeping her seat. There was a 15-year-old Claudette Collin in Montgomery, Alabama on March 2nd. Refused to give up her seat to a white woman. Wow. And I think there's another one I read about, but yeah. She wasn't the first one, but she's just the one who made shit happen.
Right.
So yeah, I think we have some of her peanut butter pancakes.
Okay. That works.
That's cake in the title.
Yeah.
It's her birthday, so we should honor her.
Indulge in what she enjoyed.
Her favorite pancakes, and those sound delicious to me, so.
All right. Well, that's how we're going to celebrate. Cool.
Happy birthday, Rosa Parks. We love you.
Yep. And everything you've done.
And everything you do.
To progress society forward.
Thank you, Robert. All right, I think that does it for this episode of Will There Be Cake? Thank you for joining us, guys. For Robert and myself, we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
This has been a 7 Lamb production.